for another wee bit. I realised I really need to tidy up my background if I'm going to be doing this. Um, yeah, I wanted to talk to you about triggers. I have a friend who we keep each other going, message each other back and forward. And he had the audacity to refer to me as English this morning. Now, for those of you who don't know, England and Scotland have this overarching animosity to one another. When it comes to individuals, it disappears. But the English hate the Scots, and the Scots hate the English, and this is obvious at Scotland-England football matches and at rugby matches. It depends who can sing the loudest. But now that I'm living in the Midlands of England, he decided to call me English. And I had got a lesson in triggers when I realised just how I get affected by this. And it was brought to me on a moment on one of David Charlenbois' Zoom presentations. I think his organisation is reachingpeople.net. It was at the time. He's amazing. He a psychologist, and he's developed these ways of especially during the past few years, of people who were finding it difficult to talk about the circumstances to each other, how we could reach that. I haven't tuned into Zooms for quite a while now, but I did for many months. And there was one, he showed us this photograph of a young woman, and she had a mask on, and he said, "How do you react to this?" And that was a defining moment for me, because I realised that when I saw somebody with a mask on, I turned away. I couldn't look them straight in the eye. There was something missing. I was getting a blank face, and I was treating them badly. I would answer them, but be looking away at the same time, or I was more abrupt than I should have been. And that was when I realised that these people were just doing what they believed to be right at the time. It wasn't their fault, and they were triggering something in me that made me react to them badly. And under normal circumstances, I would never have reacted to another human being in that way, who had never done me any harm whatsoever. So I learned to look at my triggers. And this morning, when he called me English, I wrote back, and I've written it down because, and you'll see in a minute, I wouldn't normally write myself a script, but this was, and I said to him, I actually considered ignoring you for a while for such a deeply cutting insult, but I'm learning to rise above my triggers as I remind myself of last night, i.e. last night when we had given talk. He got back to me. He said, "Good for you. I'll keep producing one from time to time, then to monitor your continued resolve." So I got back to him and I said, "It gets easier with self-discipline and knowledge that the problem is yours, not mine. And I don't let your issues invade my own self-worth." And I'd written it because it was all tongue in cheek, and as I say, we banter back and forward and keep each other going. And when we start to get high-minded like that, it's tongue in cheek and it's a joke. But it made me think, how often do we take on somebody else's opinion of us and decide that's what we are? And we're just not. We are a whole person. What their opinion is of us is it's that snapshot, and they have used that snapshot of us, depending on their past experiences of other people, to determine what you're like or what your next reaction is going to be. And then we take that on as if that's true. And that colours what we think of ourselves. And we shouldn't let their triggers, let their um, opinions, mannerisms, behaviours impact on how we see ourselves. Because we're amazing. My last vlog, I spoke about somebody who was amazing. And it made me realise I was speaking to a whole group of people last night, and they were all amazing. And I would never have used the word amazing for myself because I know what I'm like. I know the problems, I know the difficulties, I know the triggers that I've got. But if I can call all these other people amazing, why can't I think of myself as being amazing? I mean, we are where we are. I'm 67 now. I've got through all this. I'm here. I'm still learning. I'm still developing. As I said to somebody, I was left on the shelf when they gave out the spiritual gifts. I don't have a clairvoyance. I don't have the ability to heal energetically. I don't have any of these wonderful healing gifts. But it doesn't matter. That's them. That's not me. And here I am, still learning. Maybe still things to come. And so are you. And when you look at other people and think, oh, they're amazing, just remember that you are what you are and you've got here. And the fact that you're tuning in and the fact that you're listening, the fact that you're showing compassion and the fact that you're willing to step up and help other people and the fact that you're willing to stand in your own sovereignty against all odds over the past few years, you're amazing. You really are. So, more power to you. Keep it up. Love yourself. As somebody said, be your own best friend. Stop the self-criticism. Pat yourself on the back when you deserve it. Even if you've just made a right good cup of tea. And remember, it's not everybody else that's amazing. You're amazing. So, from Susan on the shelf, I'll say goodbye. Take care of yourself.